It's a reimagining of Peter Pan, but that only kind of scratches the surface. It's a retelling that's through the eyes and experience of Wendy, and it's a huge adventure. The scale of it is massive, but it also a movie that feels kind of homemade. We were trying to capture like a real reality of an adventure that these kids would be on in this uninhabited island, and what it feels like to be living out in the wild, is something that we wanted to capture, not just intellectually, but viscerally. My earliest films were animated, where 100% of the sound is created, and I want to build the universe of the sound in the same way that I write a script or in the same way that I write music.
I think a film like this needs a big sound. Not only texture, which I think was lacking the first time we did, because this now is so full of texture, but volume. There's this sort of misconception because the film is independent, the film is small. The sound work in the film is one of my favorite parts, music and sound design.
Everybody knows how to read the language of sound, but they don't know that they know. And so you can change tone and create all this shading and counterpoint to what's going on screen in ways that your audience isn't aware of, and it's an incredible tool in that way. There's such an incredible amount of storytelling that happens in the sound. It's just a great playground to sort of solve problems and deepen everything that the film is.
This is a challenging movie because a lot of it has been visualized only in his head for a long time. And to even describe that to anybody, whether it's sound people or studio executives, that is his own little challenge. And then we did this temp mix with the dance score, temp variation of all the sound effects, and suddenly everybody was like, oh, now we see the movie and we get the movie.
So began the legend of Peter, the boy who would not grow up.
Finding out about the Dolby grant was like as joyful a moment as I had on the film, because the sound world of this film was so vast. The film is it comes right at you with sort of everything it's got most of the time. And knowing that we were gonna get this chance to kind of use this technology to take all of the things that we're playing at full volume and spread them out so you could see them all.
There's a lot of intensity that comes from the music, with lots of activity in the music to wrangle and rein in, but then also let it speak. And that's where Atmos comes in super helpfully. Because suddenly you have all this extra space, it feels like, at least.
You're drawing and you don't know how to draw in perspective, and then you figure out how to draw in perspective, and then you can draw this way more complex and vast world, and that helped me solve problems that were really holding the film back from what I wanted it to be. I think the thing that's really exciting to me is just the ability to transmit more information at the same time, which sounds kind of technical. It's a really incredible feeling when a tool changes the way you think, and that's really cool.
Want to fly? We can fly? Really fly? Fly!
Film was the way that I could continue to sort of use all of the ways that I like to express myself creatively. It's a beautiful way to explore the world and life. Wendy is my life. That character really inspires me, and Devin, who plays that character, has really inspired me. There's a lot of me in her, but she's better than me, so she's like now become this person that lives on my back, telling me what to do, and I'm glad she's there.